Welcome all to round 4 of the Will-to-Will Racing Championship. Tonight we are at Mount Panorama in Bathurst, which famously is home to the Bathurst 1000 and the Bathurst 12 Hour. And tonight the best from Will-to-Will take on the mountain. Joining me tonight in the commentary box is the Will-to-Will boss man himself, Squidly. How are you tonight, Squid?
Oh, it's been an up and down day, but I'm here and we're live and I'm doing all right. And on visuals, we've also got Herbal Green Tea. G'day, Herbs.
Evening, gentlemen. Yeah, good to be here. Looking forward to the Bathurst race. Yeah, take it away, guys.
Yeah, so tonight we've got 2 races for you. The first race is a all-out sprint, 5 laps, and then our second race is more of a longer race with 20 laps. The boys are patiently waiting in the pits, so we'll open the pit lane so they can head out for a 10-minute qualifying session. And after that, we'll get the race started.
All right, pit lane is open and we see the first of the drivers diving out on track.
Yeah, we've got Dale Teeks leading the field out in the AMS Excavations Dan Hexagon's Beetle there. And followed closely is Goat, who might look to pass Dale in the CP Motorsports Corvette.
Yeah, that Corvette, pretty unstoppable in a straight line, lots of pace, but as I found out the hard way, it's a bit difficult to take down the hill. Following up those guys, we have... is that Tate behind, also in the Corvette for CP Motorsports?
That is Tate, yeah. And then behind Tate we've got CR Super Dragon in the 180 embroidery TDR Mercedes.
That's it. Behind Super Dragon we've got DJ Stefko, who is also in the AMG Mercedes, also for TDR, and this is a retro round. So this year, or this season for Will-to-Will, we're running retro liveries from that have been run at Bathurst before or previously in Will-to-Will. So we see a return of the mighty Milo livery for DJ Stefko.
Yeah, maybe mighty in their eyes, but they had a few interesting seasons there. But yeah, so DJ's let a few pass. We'll jump on with Zuzu in the another AMS Excavations entry. He's gone with the Barbie Mobile in that Yeatle. And then behind him we've got Madruski in the Jade Finance Australia L-Plan Lexus.
That's it. Following up Madruski, we've got Captain Lowside for 13R in the Supra. And behind him, of course, Tombo once again in the Beetle, as he's actually entering the pits, which is interesting. But Tombo running the Herbie the Love Bug livery for tonight.
Yeah, Herbie, that classic movie from way back when. We've done DJ, so we'll jump on to Fixer Chris, who's also in the Beetle. He drives for Scuderia Quadrifoglio, and he's just gone for a retro livery to himself. He ran it when he first joined Will-to-Will, so good to see Fixer Chris out there.
Absolutely, one to watch for tonight, definitely.
Yeah.
Behind him, KZ again in the Beetle. He's running his normal livery for this evening, obviously with flowers on it because he is in the Beetle, of course.
And then behind KZ we've got one of the fastest guys in Will-to-Will, Formidable Force in Pure Axle in the privateer entry in that Genesis.
Yeah, it's I don't know too much about that Genesis, but I've seen some pretty big things coming out of it this week in practice, so we'll be able to see what Pure Axle's able to do tonight. But as we look down the front of the field, we've got Goat currently leading the pack around as he just comes up approaching the kink, and we'll be able to see what Goat is able to do for his first lap time in qualifying.
Yeah, in previous season, Goat has broken that 2-minute mark. He's been in the 1:59, so we'll see what he can do here tonight. They are doing qualifying on the medium tyre, so that might hurt their times a little bit, but Goat rounds the last corner now. about to cross the start-finish line. And
Two
in 2
flat.
minutes 7. Yeah, 2-minute flat.
So that's not surprising. Goat, previously known as Mountain Goat, and that is purely because of his skill here at this track. He is definitely a force to be reckoned with. So getting my bids in early, I think that I think the Goat's going to be very difficult to get past tonight.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Squid. As we have Fixer Chris jumps up into second. He's 8/10 off Goat at the moment. And Chris's teammate KZ in third. About 8/10 off Fixer Chris.
Yeah, interesting to see the top few drivers, top few cars are not as close as I would have usually thought, but we're only one lap into a 10-minute qualifying session, so we should see the cars getting about 4 hot laps at a minimum.
Yeah, so from about third onwards, they're probably about 1.5 seconds off the pace. So I think we'll see some improvements by the guys from third onwards, and I dare say we'll see an improvement from Goat as well. I'm sure he'll want to break that 2 minutes as he's done, as I said before, previously in World Tour racing.
Absolutely. Fixer Chris, I've seen do a 2-minute flat as well. Both of them quite low in the 2 minutes, so it does seem that we might see a bit of a battle between Goat and Fixer Chris. But for qualifying, it's simply about getting the car around as quick as possible. But when strategy starts to come in and the boys are saving tyres and saving fuel, it could be interesting to see how that unwieldy Corvette handles against the Superbug.
Yeah, speaking about the bugs, we'll jump on with Tombo as he went out and then came in, got fresh tyres, so he burnt a bit of fuel, got fresh tyres, and he's just going past the kink now, so he's on a hot lap, and he's the one that did our hot lap this, or Jade Finest Australia hot lap this week, and he's another one that loves this track and always performs well here, so he'll be one to watch as well.
Yeah, definitely. Tombo with a lot of skill here. He's been putting in a lot of practice, and I think he's very comfortable in that Beetle. We'll see how he goes, and it's a 201.38 for Tombo. Places him pretty comfortably up there in third position behind Fixer Chris, and I think with a bit of room to improve as well if he plays his cards right. Yeah,
Fixer Chris improved on his time, but he's still there in second, only just under 5/10 off Goat. Goat unable to improve on that 2 minutes 7.
Stefko in fourth, although I've just seen him bumped up to third, so who's that jumped off track?
Goat's jumped into the pit, so yeah.
Goat's. Interesting. He could be waiting here. He might be pretty happy with his 2:07. But Stefko there in fourth. He'll be starting on the second row if things don't change at this point.
Or has just jumped on with Pure Axle, and he's actually 3/10 purple. Coming down through the dipper, and the S is there.
Yeah, the Genesis, a new car to Gran Turismo with GT7, and this is the first season that we're seeing this car run. So Pure Axle obviously pretty comfortable in it if he's going purple, and we'll see what he can do. Already with a cracking time of 201.9, and he's 2.5 tenths blue, so we might see about a 201.7 out of Pure Axle. Lost a bit of time out of the elbow, it looks like.
Yeah, so if he can keep that time there, that'll probably put him just above Tombo in second place. Although he might improve through this last section as he comes around the last corner onto the straight. Crosses the line for he's
wow,
1-2, so that will put him in second at the moment.
Yeah, with a cracking final sector there. Tombo back up. He's in front of Pure Axle by 0.003 of a second. Well done, Tombo.
Yeah, I really like that Herbie livery. It's simplistic, but yeah, it's I guess iconic. So it's great
Yeah,
on
he's
the
done a
car.
good job.
Yeah,
The
we've
Group
got
3 Yeatle, obviously much more obnoxious than Herbie himself with that side exit exhaust. But we could take a moment to appreciate that beautifully presented Milo AMG Mercedes by DJ Stefko. We don't have Super Dragon in the commentary box tonight to comment on it, so I'll take up the torch here and just point out such a beautiful livery.
Just want to give a quick shout out to CCH Corbin. I don't think we actually mentioned him as we're going through the field, but he's sitting there in 6. He's in the Jade Finance Australia Earl Plan team, actually the team owner. And I believe he's got a retro livery, the Fujitsu livery from, I think it's the V8 Supercars.
It is indeed. I'll be able to give you the background on that in just a second.
Corbin's another one that's always done well around here. He does drive with a controller, so tyre wear does hurt him a little bit, but he definitely has a lot of pace around Bathurst.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
We're on the starting
we've
grid.
got Tombo. Tombo's taken pole off Goat. So we've got Tombo, Goat, Fixer Chris, and Pure Axel are top 4. As the guys are waiting for the lights to come on.
Yeah, here we go.
2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Long hold there, and off we go. Goat gets a fantastic start. He's taken first already at the first corner.
Chris is out on the grass, but he's kept it together. Pure Axel with a good run though. Stefko's now overtaken Fixer Chris as well, so he will be spewing at that, but he's managed to keep Corbin behind him.
Yeah, Fixer Chris just got on the grass, as I said, compromised his exit and just lost a bunch of places. Although he's looking up the inside of DJ here, which he makes that move and makes it stick. Now Corbin's going to have a move on DJ as DJ's compromised. A bit of speed there, although DJ has the inside line. And now he's got that place, that 5th place covered.
A lot of action here on the first lap. The cars are very bunched up, but they're starting to move around single file now.
Yeah, just at the back of the field we've got KZ and Dale. I'm not sure if they've had it coming together, but they're about 4 seconds off the pack here.
And not a lot of time to fix it, unfortunately. With only 5 laps, this is about a 10-minute race. It really is a sprint, balls to the wall, and on the medium tyre. So tyre wear is unlikely to be a factor here.
Yeah, down there in 4th, we've got Chris all over the back of Pure Axel. I'm not sure what the top speed of that Genesis is. The Beetle's quite fast down the straights.
CCH in 6th and DJ Stefko in 5th are side by side. It looks like Stefko's just pulling ahead here. Corbin's going to keep it there.
So DJ goes side by side with him. Corbin gets spit sideways on the power early and spins the tyres. That's given Captain Lowside a run on Madriski. Corbin is getting all sorts on the power there. It's got quite a bit of wheel spin out of those corners.
Tate wanted to have a look there on Captain Lowside. Lowside's kept it tucked in behind Madriski, but we've got Madriski, Lowside and Tate all together. Tate looks like he's trying to establish an overlap here on Lowside, but he's not in the slipstream, so he's pulled back in. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a move done. These cars in quite close proximity as we enter turn 2. We've got Madriski with a slide. He's held it together but lost a lot of speed and lost 2 positions to Lowside and Tate.
Yeah, just as that happened, we've got Chris there in 30s, he's past Pure Axel. So we've got all the action happening on the track with only 5 laps. It was bound to be an action-packed race.
And Tombo disappearing into the distance with Goat.
Yeah, so now Chris has been released. We'll see if he can maybe close the gap to the top 2 there. Oh, Captain Lowside's in the wall at the top of Skyline there.
Oh, and Madriski. Oh, Madriski's in the middle of the track. He's escaped up the road to keep himself clear of everyone, but that's gone wrong for both of them.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Just caught the tail end of that. Unfortunate for Captain and Madriski.
Yeah, that would have been out to McPhillamy. Could very well have been just a little bit of grass grabbed by the back wheels of Lowside, spat him into the wall.
Down there in 10th position, we've got KZ and Zuzu side by side, both in the Eagle. Coming through the kink. Zuzu's going to have the inside here.
KZ,
KZ sticks
later
it
on the
around.
brakes. Oh, there's a bit of
tapped
contact.
Yeah. It's on the grass, gets on the power, a little bit of wheel spin with those dirty tyres, and Zuzu's redressing that. So Zuzu allowed KZ to go past. Great sportsmanship there by Zuzu.
Absolutely, an unlucky bounce, I think, by Zoo there. He didn't mean it, but it's quite a big curb there at the chase, and I think that's bounced him into KZ to push him wide.
There you go. So Fix Chris down there in third has broken away from pure axle, and he's slowly pulling in Tombo there. Tombo's 1.7 seconds in front of Chris, and then we've got Goat front 1.6 seconds in front of Tombo. So they're our top three at the moment.
Tombo doing a very good job of hanging in there. The Beetle, we know, just does not have the legs on the straight, but it is a magic car to drive over the top of the hill. Quite stable down through the S's and through the dipper. So, and Tombo is currently purple in the second sector, with Goat already having set a cracking purple time of 2 minutes .88.
Yeah, he said that Beetle is fantastic over the top of the mountain. He's taken almost 4 or 5 tenths out of Goat there.
But we'll see that Corvette dance away here on the straight. But you never know, at the chase, Tombo might be able to pull him back in. But we'll check in with that shortly. There's still a few cars together here. We see CCH up in 6th place. Not sure, no, he's not going to try anything on Stefko into the chase there, but he might be shaping to position for up now the straight for a move into turn 2.
Yeah, I think you're right here. DJ's got his hands full. His mirror's full of that bright green Lexus.
That's it. That Lexus is from 2009, from V8 Supercars, driven by Jason Bright and Carl Reindler. It was it placed 11th in the 2009 Bathurst 1000, but interestingly, Corbin actually saw this one in the flesh at the Hamilton Street Course over in New Zealand. So something a bit special for him.
Yeah, so Corbin was in the slip there of DJ, but DJ with that Mercedes V8 just has too much power. Even with Corbin in the slip, couldn't make any real ground on DJ. Oh, Corbin just touches the wall there. And back up the front, Tombo is closing the gap down to less than a second now to go.
Yes, he is. Tombo driving like his
Tombo gets very sideways.
That's the commentator's curse, I think. He's lost a couple of tenths, but
he's done very well to hold it there and not lose too much time at all. So great driving by Tombo.
Yeah, certainly, and great driving in general as well from him. Just being able to hold that together and keep on reeling Goat in. It's very impressive.
Yeah, we've also got Fix It Chris almost there as well on the back of Tombo, about a second off. So this could become a three-way battle on the last lap here.
Yeah, these guys in those obnoxiously loud Beetles, very keen to reel in the big Corvette. Fixer Chris goes purple with a 2-minute flat point 8.38 and within half a second of Tombo now, so he will have the slipstream going up Mountain Straight. Will it be enough for him to put a move on Tombo into turn 2?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that battle. Just keep you guys updated. Corbin still hasn't managed to get past DJ, so DJ's still there in 5th. Then Pure Axel in 4th, and then Fixer Chris, Tombo, and Mountain Goat, or Paleo Goat, sorry. Only 1.6 seconds between these top 3.
Now, it could be, I mean, we are in our final lap. It could be that Chris wanting to take 2nd position off Tombo. It could be that that's what keeps Goat in front here. But Tombo has fallen off the back of Goat now with about a 1.2 second gap. So Goat driving with everything he's got here to keep in front.
Yeah, I think Tombo's going to have to go defensive in these last few corners, as Chris is almost on the back of him now, or actually right on the back of him now. Chris runs a little wide into the elbow there. Although Tombo didn't get a great run out of there, and Chris is right in the slip, and the gap is coming down fast. Is he going to make a move into the chase here?
Tombo, I'm sure, is going to stay left of track and stay very defensive. He does. Fixer Chris breaks late, and he's done it. He's done it around the outside. Fixer Chris.
Brilliant driving there by Chris. As we jump up into first as Goat comes around the last corner. He's going to take the win here, race 1. In the end, comfortably 1.7 seconds in front of Chris, and then Tombo for 3rd. Pure Axel 4th. DJ coming across the line for 5th. Followed closely by CCH. Then Tate 2J in 7th. Super Dragon in 8th. KZ coming across the line now in 9th position. Dal Teeks crossing the line in 10th. And we've got Madruski there in 11th. Suzu in 12th. And Captain Lowside in 13th. Don't think he's too happy there.
Yeah, an unfortunate run for Lowside, Madruski and Zoo there.
That was action-packed 5 laps. It's great racing.
It was. Yeah, it was. That sprint race, everyone keen to make it stick while I got laps remaining. But the next one is almost a bit of a mini enduro. The guys will be on track for about 40 minutes for this one. And we should see a bit more strategy play in, a bit more relaxed driving. The guys will need to save a bit of fuel. They'll definitely need to save some tyres. And we'll see a couple of pit strategies come into play as well.
Yeah, so definitely stick around for race 2. We'll take a breather here for a second and get a word from our sponsors. Herbs, if you want to play our sponsor commercials, that'd be great.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike licence? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
Yeah, thanks to our sponsors there, Jade Finance Australia, our naming rights sponsor for season 11 and until the end of the year. AMS Excavations, who's a team sponsor for Dem Hexagons, and 180 Embroidery, who's also a team sponsor for Team Dodgy Racing. Along with those three, we'd like to thank BQS Group. BQS Group is an integral provider of transport and logistics solutions Australia-wide. Since 2003, the team at BQS have been customising solutions for their broad range of clients and partners. You can find out more at bqs.com.au. So thanks to all our sponsors there who keep us going and keep us on track.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without the help of the sponsors. We wouldn't be able to bring live streams, and certainly their donations and their support keep us going in the right direction. So we are moments away from commencing qualifying for the second race. We've got our settings changed, and we're just waiting on Pure Axle to tick in to enter.
Yeah, so they'll go out for our hot lap qualifying session. So they'll get 1 hour lap, and then they'll be on for a hot lap, and they'll only have that 1 lap to set their qualifying time. So all the pressure's on in that 1 lap, and we'll see who can pull out the quickest time.
There we go. We've got all drivers are now ready and sitting in the pits. Let's kick off qualifying for race 2.
So one noticeable difference here, they will be qualifying on the soft tyre instead of the mediums. So that should give them a little bit more pace around here. We'll see if anyone can break into the 159s.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. The guys will be. There's no opportunity to burn a bunch of fuel. They'll just be redlining those cars and trying to get them as light as possible. But they are doing their hot lap on a virtually full fuel load. So we could definitely see a 159 though from some of the quicker guys here.
How do you like the hot lap quali that we've implemented here this season at W2W?
Look, I'd love a return of reverse grid personally, but
yeah, if only,
Gran Turismo 7 has failed us on that front. So look, as a means to make it work for race 2, I think it's the best of what we can do. It keeps it nice and quick and gives everyone that one shot, one perfect lap as they call it in World Time Attack, and I think it works quite well. What do you reckon, Adam?
I agree. If we could get reverse grids back in, I think that'd be great. But as you said, it's the best with what we got, I think it works great. I love it. The pressure of pulling it all out in 1 lap keeps the drivers on their toes, and it keeps it interesting for us watching.
Absolutely. For this lap, what I think might be cool to do, why don't we ride on board with Goat, and we'll talk him through a lap of the circuit. Do you want to do that, Adam, or you want me to run it?
You can run it.
All right. All right, coming on to the main start-finish straight. He'll be belting along just after the 100 board. He's going to hit the brakes, downshift to second, and then out wide over the ripple strip there. Up mountain straight here, we can see we've got Tombo just up in the distance, out of slipstream range from Mountain Goat at the moment, but Goat's going to be just shifting up into 6th gear, and then after this 100 board he's going to hit the brakes, downshift to 3rd, and then keep it nice and tight here as he comes through the quarry all the way out to the wall there on the left hand side, and then into the cutting here, close on the left hand side, way out to the right, and then back into the left, up to 2nd. The cars can get quite light over this little right hander here. We'll lift here in 4th, and then keep it nice and close as we come up into Sylvan Park. hitting a hard left here in 5th. On soft tyres, you can sometimes keep it flat, and then round to the left through McPhillamy. And over here we get Skyline, one of the hardest corner sequences in. Here we go, as we see Mountain Goat get quite sideways through the dipper, back down and through the FS's and on approach to Forest Elbow here, all the way down to 2nd. In fact, Goat takes it to 1st there, clips that inside apex very nicely, and then out onto Conrod Straight. We'll see these cars up around 280 kilometres an hour for the kink, which we'll be able to see very shortly. And as Mark Scaife often says, fastest corner in Australian motorsport. Braking around the 150 mark, down to 3rd gear. Goat uses 2nd here, back up to 3rd, and around under the armour all arch. As we see, Tombo has not had a good exit there. Goat manages to stick out of the way, braking around the 100 board, down to 2nd for the turn in there, and over the line in a 1 minute 59.34. My goodness. Goat with a cracking time. Stefko with a 2 minute 0.9. So 1.6 seconds between 1st and 2nd.
Chris there sitting in 5th. Hasn't had the greatest lap. Here we've got Captain coming across the line now, and they're in 10th. He's jumped up into 8th.
Pure Axel very wide there, but hits it with a 202.739.
Susie's had an issue somewhere. He's rolled off the accelerator. Looks like, Goat's definitely taking our pole here.
Absolutely. We'll give a 1 minute warning so that the gents can change their tyres.
Yeah, so for this 20 lap race, we've got the hard tyre and the soft tyre available. I believe the strategies are about 5 or 6 laps on those soft tyres and about 16 laps or 15 laps on the hard tyre.
Yeah, that's right. I was a bit too engrossed in my own race to see what happened there with whether the 2-stop worked in Division 2. But there is a case to be made for running a 2-stop strategy with 2 stints of 4 laps on the soft tyres and then 12 laps on the hards. So whether any of the guys here will take advantage of that strategy remains to be seen. But we've got the guys have got 1 minute now just to change tyres, and if they want to start on the hard tyres, now's the time to do so.
Yes, we've got a bunch of them on Mountain Straight doing a few donuts for us. But if you've enjoyed the stream so far, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Helps us get us out there in YouTube land. So I'd like to thank everyone that's watching tonight.
Absolutely, thanks for being with us, and please drop a like on the stream and let's spread the word.
Yeah, we've got our Div 1 champion from last season, Apex Umper, out there. He's got his wine and he's in his bath, actually enjoying the racing. Shout out to you, Apex Umper. We've got Mrs. Stefko out there, cheering on her husband, or maybe KZ instead, not sure. And we've got Dodgy86, he's out there as well in YouTube land. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's watching. All right, we've got race 2 about to start. So we've got KZ in first. Hold on, he's taking pole. Missed that, but we're got 5 lights, revs are up, and away we go. So Go again gets a great start in that Corvette. DJ as well. KZ's in second.
Oh, there's a bit of carnage. Corbin got a bump from behind and a bit oversteer on exit, but he keeps it straight. We have Goat remains up in front, KZ in second, DJ Stefko in third, and then 4th, 5th and 6th with Fixer Chris, Corbin, Dragon and Tate all coming together. Tate with the inside line, he steals it away from Dragon.
gets all the power, gets a bit size hits the wall.
He
But he's
does.
managed to keep it straight, and he's held that position there for 6.
And it is looking like every single driver here, except Tombo, who grabs a handful of Captain Lowside's behind. Dale and... No, it is just those two boys. It is Dale and Tombo who are on the soft tyres, and everyone else in the field is on hard. So an interesting spot to find Tombo and Dale together there in 9th and 10th, trying to weave their way through the pack on the soft tyres.
Ooh, Tombo gets a little tap by Dale from the rear there. But yeah, interestingly, they are on the softs behind, sitting in 9th and 10th. Oh, and there's carnage at the front there. Chris is around, CCH is around. Not sure what happened there, but Chris, who was sitting there in 3rd, I believe, is now in 13th and trying to turn it around at the elbow.
Yeah, and Tate's managed to come off right of track as well. So Tate there in 10th, now 11th as Zoo goes past. Pure Axel on approach, but not a good one for Fixer Chris. Unsure whether there was contact, but we will see.
Oh, chaotic first lap there. We'll just run through the field at the moment. We've got Goat in first there, and followed by KZ in 2nd. And we've got DJ there in 3rd position, and Tombo in 4th.
Who's just wrestled that away from Dragon there under brakes into the final corner. But yeah, Dragon now holding off the likes of Captain Lowside and Corbin, with Dale, again Dale on the softs, so Dale not too far behind. That's a pretty close pack.
And then behind Dale we've got Madruski, Zuzu, Tate, Pure Axel, and Fixer Chris down there in 13th. The winner out of all that carnage was Tombo, so he's managed to get through all those guys and on the soft tyre, so that yeah, that was perfect for his strategy getting through there.
Yeah, definitely. That's helped him right up there, and he'll be on the back of DJ Stefko in no time. But depending whether or not he's running 4 laps or 6 laps on the softs, will dictate how close to Stefko he gets, or whether he can make a pass. Well, disregard that. He's now directly behind Stefko.
He's going to look to make a move into the elbow here. No, he doesn't. So surely he'll get him at the end of Conrod here.
Now Tombo giving absolutely no consideration to fuel. He just wants to get past. There's no fuel saving there. 7 gears in that Beetle, so there's you'd think there's a bit of fuel saving to be had just in the gearing itself, but unfortunately it is quite a thirsty car, that Beetle.
Yeah, so would you say with his revving out the car and I guess starting on the softs down there, I think he started in 8th, he might be going for the 2-stop?
I don't think it's viable, but it's about a 27-second pit stop here, and I just don't think that those extra 4 laps that he would have on the soft tyres, I just don't think that there's merit in him being able to gain a whole extra pit stop out of it. So stranger things have happened, especially at Bathurst. So I'll hold my tongue, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's right up on the back of KZ now, in 2nd position, KZ. Quite a hard track to pass, especially through this, as you climb the mountain here.
Yeah, definitely. That's the issue is timing in a lot of cases. The way that, if you've got those faster tyres, you really have to wait between pretty much the cutting and Forest Elbow in order to make a pass. Very, very bold to try and pull a pass down through the S's or up through McPhillamy or anything like that. Oh, Tombo with a big slide, but he keeps it together. A good exit. He's not going to be able to capitalise on KZ's slipstream, but it looks like his exit has propelled him side by side anyway.
Yeah, KZ will probably just tuck into the slipstream. Tombo here. Yeah, there he goes, moves over.
That is a very hungry looking Stefko who is looks to be closing that gap up to KZ as well.
He is, and just behind, or 3 seconds behind Stefko, we've got Captain Dragon, and Dragon's under pressure by Dale Teeks here. Dale down the inside. Oh, Dragon gets on the grass, almost turns it around. Managed to hold that there.
It's brought Corbin into play though. Corbin keen for a piece of the action.
Dale, very sensible driving there. I thought he was going to go for that move, but thought twice of it.
Now, does he have the pace going up the hill in that Beetle though? We know the Beetle lacks power, but he's pulled out. Looks like he might just have enough overlap. We know that the Beetle can brake much later than any other car on track here, so he's capitalised on that. That's propelled him up into 6th, and he's now hunting down Captain Lowside. Again, remembering Dale is on the soft tyres. Tombo, what has happened to Goat? Something has happened to Goat. Goat is in 4th position, 5 seconds behind the lead in between DJ Stefko and Lowside.
So our race leader having an issue somewhere. Fortunately, we missed that, but yeah. So now we've got Tombo out there in 1st, leading the field around.
That's it. Some scuffs on the right-hand side of Goat's car. It could be that he's run wide at the cutting, but either way, unfortunate. But we see Tombo on the soft tyres now leading the pack. 2 seconds clear of KZ and pitting either this lap or maybe in the next couple.
Yeah, so Tombo's last lap was a 2:02.2, whereas KZ in 2nd was a 2:03.8.
Yeah,
so about
definitely having
1.6, 1.8 seconds there difference.
Go. So Tombo goes around again, so he's probably looking for the reverse strategy of those on track, 6 laps or so on the soft tyres, and then he'll switch over.
Down there in 8th, we've got Corbin all over the rear of Super Dragon now. Just coming up 2 mountains straight. We'll see what that Lexus can do in the slip of the Mercedes here. Super Dragon does have the blinker on to allow Corbin to go past. Dragon's got a great racing IQ. He knows that it's still early, it's no use fighting. He'll just bide his time and put in his laps. Just ahead, we've got Dale Teeks close the gap on Captain Lowside. Down there for 5th position.
Interesting to see the difference as Fixer Chris and Tate look to be battling it out, but the difference in fuel between Tombo in 1st and Fixer Chris in 13th is nearly 25%. Tombo absolutely thrashing that little 2-litre turbo, balls to the walls. And Chris definitely taking it a bit more easy and trying to conserve his fuel here.
Yeah, Tombo not afraid to burn that fuel.
He knows he's pitting in the next lap or two. Ooh, Pure Axel, 11th place, takes Zoo, who didn't have a great exit out of Forest Elbow. And he sends that Genesis down up into 10th place.
Tombo's going around again.
Alright, so he started his 6th lap. I think that about 14 laps is probably the maximum that you'll get on out of any of these cars. I think the AMG might be capable of 15, but I think you might be toying with the idea of very worn hard tyres at that point. So Tombo, I would say likely to pit the end of this lap as he gets a tank slapper out of turn 2, holds it together again. Very well corrected.
Yeah, on the last lap, he still set a fairly good time at 2:02 flat, whereas KZ on the hard tyre set a 2:03.6. But these soft tyres at Tombo's are looking worse for wear, and this is such a dangerous track to have really worn tyres on, so Tombo really has to be careful.
Yeah, especially coming down as this section as he enters here over Skyline. It's the cars become very light and the back wheels decide they want to go first. So Tombo navigates that beautifully.
We've got DJ there in third. He's closed the gap a little to KZ.
He has KZ about 4 seconds behind Tombo. I think Tombo probably would have wanted to have opened that gap a bit more if he could, but having said that, he's come from 8th place, so possibly even more, because as I recall, Tombo smashed a wall on entry, so he could have actually been on the last row of the grid. But either way, he might not be comfortable with that gap back to KZ, but he's done bloody good things with it, and he stays out for a 7th lap. Interesting.
That's brave by Tombo there. His tyres are looking terrible. But yeah, so he put in a 2:03.1. We'll see what KZ. So KZ puts in a 2:03.1 as well.
So Tombo's right on the crossover here. But these hard tyres are only going to get faster from this point forward, and obviously Tombo's softs are only getting slower. So Tombo definitely running the gamble here with the soft tyres again.
Just to keep you guys updated, Fixer Chris has gotten past Tate down there for 12th position. It's unfortunate that Chris had that spin. I was curious to see what he could do. He showed a lot of pace in race 1.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but it's by no means over here. There's, what have we got, 13 laps to go, 13 and a half laps to go. And Fixer Chris, known for his ability to just pin his ears back and just drive it hard.
Yeah, definitely. Chris is one of our top drivers in the league, so yeah, you can never count him out.
Shout outs to those watching online and in the chat. We've got Expat here who ran the Ford GT today, which was a bold move at Bathurst, but he wrangled it around pretty well and did a good job. We've got Kelbell here, wrestler, who's giving a shout out to the Hexicans. Mrs. Stefko, of course. Apex, as we said, currently enjoying a nice warm bath and some wine. Got Dodgy
just
here.
Down there in 7th. Sorry, we've got Corbin trying to make a move on Dale. As Corbin goes around the outside on those harder tyres, Dale on the softs. Though, as you said, that crossover points. Oh, he gets on the grass,
Corbin
holds the tank slapper. Almost spun around there. As we have our race leader, Tombo, come into the pits. And we've also got Dale into the pits.
He's held it together, that was incredible. Look at that fuel difference there.
Yeah, Tombo on 33%, whereas Dale was on 40% fuel, 40 litres.
Yeah, front of Tombo's car looking a little scuffed up, but he's finished fueling and out he comes. He is in 12th place behind Tate on soft tyres. Tombo has taken his soft, he's pitted and double stinted some soft. So let's see. I have no idea what Tombo's doing. Plain and simple, I have no idea what he's doing. So I am very interested to see how this works. And you know what? I really hope this works out for him.
So he's 24 seconds off the lead. What is the pit stop just for tyres?
About 27 seconds, I believe.
27, interesting.
But Tombo still revving it out. And all drivers obviously with one pit remaining except for, and I say disregard, Dale. Soft tyres. Tombo and Dale looking to be running a similar strategy here. Very interesting.
Yeah, that keeps us interesting for us. I guess we'll see at the end if that works for them. Dale's, to make that work, they've got to, if it is 27 seconds, Tombo has to make up 23 seconds at least.
And if we call it, what's that, 2 seconds a lap, he's looking at another 14 seconds here by the time he pits next. Somehow he's got to squeeze hard tyres in when everyone else is running softs. So this will be... Look, the maths doesn't add up to me, but I'm going to put this in the hands of Tombo because the man's done some impressive stuff before.
Yeah, so we've still got KZ leading the field around now, with DJ following closely. Only half a second off there. They've been following each other for a few laps now. And then Goat, after that incident that we missed, Goat was leading the race, but he's down there in third at the moment, only a second off these pair.
Yeah, he's closing that gap. Goat definitely keen to reassert his dominance. But he is taking tenths out of them now, down to 9 tenths and closing as they go over the top of the hill. The tyre wear between the three cars is pretty negligible, as is the fuel actually. So this is probably just a straight race to the finish for these three, including the pit. Corbin down in fifth, closing in on the low side here. Low side with better tyre wear, but Corbin right on his tail now.
Every time, Corbin. He doesn't mind getting sideways, and it gives me a heart attack every time.
Well, you've driven the Lexus for a season, haven't you? No, you wouldn't have.
No,
oh, you
no,
have?
I have, yeah. It's a great car. I didn't think it was very oversteery, so it's interesting to see Corbin getting very sideways through some of these corners.
I don't think I've ever been that comfortable sideways in any car, but I just saw that Herbs was on board in car for Corbin for that little sequence through the dipper there, so
Sure was.
good on Corbin for that, as we see Goat right up there with the gap at just on 4 tenths now. So what will we see happen up Mountain Straight here?
Yeah, I don't think the DJ or KZ will make it easy for Goat. So we've got a battle on here. These guys are still about 4 or 5 laps off stopping for a soft tyre.
I'll just point out, don't flick to him, but just point out Tombo's just run a 2-minute flat 0.3 and he's about to take Fixer Chris up Mountain Straight. So it's not a battle between those two because Tombo is of course on the soft tyre, but Tombo with lightning quick times. But I think Goat, the battle up here for second and first position is probably where we need to be.
Can you just tell us the gap from Tombo to first?
From Tombo to first, we're looking at 18.8 seconds. So he's taken 6 seconds out in the last, lap and a half.
Yeah, so these guys got about 4 or 5 more laps on these tyres. They're doing about 2:03, so Tombo is really in the time here. It's going to make it very interesting.
Oh god, and he's 4 tenths up. He's 4 tenths purple. He's looking at a 1:59 here at race pace. Tombo leaving nothing on the table here.
These top 3 just keeping it low and stern at the moment, and all about half a second gap between each other.
That's it, playing it safe, and Goat nearly does what I did.
Yeah, very close.
But he keeps it safe. He's lost a few tenths, but he's pointing in the right direction, and that's what's important.
So I think it'll be a fight in the pit stop here. You can save a little bit more fuel and get out for the other one.
Oh, Tombo, not quite. It's a 2-minute flat .259. He's gone purple again, but not quite in the 59s yet. But Tombo, 1.2 seconds off the back of pure axle and closing, so he is making strides. A gap of 16.4 up to first place. So he's now taken 8 seconds out, and again, he's 1/10 up on his new fastest time.
It really is a very bold strategy by Tombo because it's so hard to pass here. If he gets caught up by these guys on the slower tyre at the moment, it's, yeah, so he's stuck behind Madriski and Pure Axle as he go through this sequence at the top of the hill here.
Yeah, that's right. A very bold strategy in a car that's not renowned for its strength on the straights. It's got fantastic brakes. He can brake later than anyone else, but he's got to get there. He's got to get within range.
Oh, it just gives Pure Axle a little bump, lets him know he's here.
Knock, knock. Tombo is probably going to be looking for a 2-for-1 here if he can stick it out, get past Pure Axle. But Madriski's not going to make it easy with Pure Axle staying in Madriski's slipstream. It bounced around.
Yeah, Pure Axle's not making it easy. If Pure Axle pulls out on Madriski here, they're going to go through the King side by side. Tombo's looking to capitalise as well.
Did I just see Madriski off?
Yeah, he was just in the grass, but he's held it. So Madriski's lost 2 spots there.
Yeah,
Pure Axle
unfortunate.
is...
Whoa!
Pure Axle went to move over to try and cover Tombo there, but didn't realise he was side by side and yeah, touched doors. Tombo's going to have the inside line here into the first corner. He can brake much later on those softer tyres, and he's made the move on Pure Axle.
Pure Axle did not want to let that go, but yeah, what's done is done. Tombo is looking to cover. He's dead center of the track, but Pure Axle just doesn't have the legs. So Tombo up into 7th, now 15. So that gap is closing, but definitely not as quickly as it did at the beginning. He's got 3 laps left on these tyres if he's running another 7-lap stint. I don't know. A very bold strategy from Tombo here. Oh, Corbin takes a bit of grass at McPhillamy, keeps it tight, keeps it together, and on the downhill, now just off the back of Captain Lowside.
Yeah, these top 3 just still following each other around, although DJ gets a bit sideways out of Forest Elbow there and it's giving a good run for Goat. Goat's right in the slip now. See if he'll make a move at the end of Conrod here.
I think he'll have to. No, it's a bump.
Gives him a bump.
Goat's playing the long game here. He wants KZ. There's no point getting past Steph Go if he can't get in KZ slipstream.
Yeah, I think Goat's just wanting to save a bit of fuel here and hopefully beat KZ out of the pits. But jump on with KZ. KZ's fuel's looking a bit better than both the guys behind him. So KZ in the box seat here at the moment.
Yeah, definitely pretty comfortable up there. He knows he's happy in that Beetle over the top. It's definitely a stable car, but as you say, in the thirsty Corvette, save a bit of fuel behind Stefco is probably a pretty good strategy from Goat's perspective.
Yeah, just jumped on with Chris down there in 9th. He's gotten past Madriski, so Chris making a comeback there in 9th after that spin on lap 1. believe it was. So good recovery drive from Chris. It's not over yet.
Tombo just strolling up to the back of Dragon here with the gap at 1.5 seconds and closing very quickly. Tombo's got to time this right. He needs to be sitting on Dragon's bumper at the turn into Forest Elbow.
Takes a lot of war there, Tombo.
Yeah. So this is where he's going to make it up here, down over Skyline.
Almost perfect. Yeah, just about. He'll be there at the bumper at the elbow.
I was going to say he was awfully
penalty.
close there. He was awfully close. Very unlucky. Tombo's going to be spitting chips there. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Yeah, that's tough.
That is unfortunate, and unfortunate for everyone watching.
Here comes Peter Axel.
Want to see the strategy there play out, but that's just it. Now the gap to the lead is blown out to 17 seconds.
Very, very unfortunate. How's he going to recover this? You reckon he'll jump into the pits now or one more lap?
Oh yeah, he's jumped in the pits, jumped in late as well.
Alright, Tombo's in, and this will be his switch to hards for the remaining, 7 laps. And then Stefko has walked all the way up to the back of KZ, so not too much of a gap between them. Just a cigarette paper between Goat and Stefko now. And these three leading the pack around.
Yeah, and these top three will be in as their fuel gauge all flashing. So it'll be a race in the pits. Let's see who comes out first.
Yeah, I think it'll be fairly negligible on fuel. What the difference could very well be if Goat overfuels that Corvette, he might find himself a couple of seconds behind, but I really think that is going to be to his advantage, because revving that Corvette out it makes that car unstoppable on a straight line. So if he just takes that extra second or two in the pits, we might see Goat able to capitalise.
And we just got Captain down there in fourth with Corbin about 6/10 off Captain. They've been following each other around for a few laps now. They'll also be jumping into the pits.
Yeah,
So
that's
we'll
right.
have our top... Definitely our top 6 jumping into the pits. Because Pure Axel and Chris both have quite a bit of fuel left in their car.
Yeah, interesting, because that's, what are we at, 14 laps, so interesting whether we'll see. Yeah, we will both. Oh no, Chris is in, Pure Axel stays out. Chris, having saved a bunch of fuel here, he might be able to save a second or two in the pits. Yeah, we're at 5 litres per second for fueling, so definitely with about a 2-second advantage here on the other guys.
And Dale, who did that double stint on the softs, is also in for his compulsory hard tyre. And we've got DJ out in front, Go and KZ behind those two. So DJ and Go have jumped KZ in the pits.
Yeah, and a marked difference in where Goat is shifting. He has overfueled that car. KZ also overfueled and shifting quite high. So both of those drivers are using a bit of extra fuel to get every last tenth out of their cars. The Stefko goes a bit wide, open the gates for Goat, but there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, a bit of a bottleneck through here. Can't really find a way around DJ.
It's just too narrow.
There you go. So DJ's leading these two around, and DJ, as you said, with less fuel than these two, probably want to be behind one of these guys if he's got to save a bit of fuel.
Yeah, definitely. DJ Stefko in his current position will be he'll be sleeping in the bed tonight, but we'll just have to see if Goat takes over. It might be the couch for him. See what Mr. Stefko has to say. KZ falling off there. Just does not have the power out of the slipstream of those other two. And it's Goat with the move, and he's got it done. Stefko has tucked back in behind. He's only lost that one position. Pure Axel into the pits with 5% fuel, and Madriski right behind. And that gives our effective lead to Mountain Goat here, followed by Stefko, followed by KZ with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, so we're back to our race 1 sprint race between these top 3 now, Goat, DJ and KZ. And Corbin down there in 4th has jumped Captain Lowe's side. I'm not sure if that was in the pits, although there's quite a big gap there, so I don't know if Captain had an issue. We've got Chris down there in 6, who's done really well here to come back from being down there in last after that spin on lap 1. Then we've got Super Dragon in 7, Pure Axel down there in 8th, Tombo in 9th, Madriski 10th, Dale 11th, Zuzu in 12th, and Tate down there in 13th. So that's our field for the last 5 laps.
And a cameo appearance from my dog.
Make sure you get him to like and subscribe the stream there, Squidly.
Absolutely, the Snow Dog is the mascot of the Squidly household, and always happy to drop a like and a subscribe.
Yeah, I think KZ's going to want to try and get past DJ as quick as possible here. I just feel like KZ has a little bit more pace than DJ, so you want to try and chase down Goat. But Goat on those fresh softs with only about 4 and a bit laps to go, it's going to be a tough ask because Goat's got a 1.1 or 1.2 second lead over DJ now. Big shout out to Corbin down there in 4th. Corbin's drives on the controller and has had some bad luck with the tyre wear, but he's sitting down there in 4th. So yeah, good to see Corbin out there. And that Finance Australia L-Plan Lexus.
Yeah, he didn't have a fantastic start to the race, but he's come back and he's definitely made lemonade out of what he's got. 4th place, definitely nothing to scoff at, and I don't want to say he's walking up on the back of, but he's definitely holding his own against KZ with the gap at 2.4. So if a bit of a battle breaks out here, Corbin could definitely be thrown into the mix.
Yeah, just jumping down to 5th and 6th, we've got Fixer Chris right on the back of Captain here.
With an impressive recovery.
Yeah, very good drive from Chris here. He was a 10th up, and I've just noticed that purple lap of 59.9 by Tombo.
Oh, Tombo. How has he scored that?
Is he on?
I'm très confused. He's on softs again.
He's on softs.
I reckon he's going to be running he'll go into the pits and he'll run 1 lap on the hards on the final lap.
Actually, the guys in YouTube land have just let us know that it's actually only a compulsory soft tyre.
Well, there you go, actually. Props to those who read the rules. I'm just double checking that, but Tombo, if he's capitalised on on, I don't want to say a loophole, but if he's read this properly, there you go. Only the soft compound is mandatory, the hard tyres will be available. Interesting.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if he didn't get that 3-second penalty, which has probably ruined that the battle for first for Tombo, or up there at the pointy end anyway.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's still, 16.5 seconds back, which would be, you'd be estimating about 13 seconds. That would put him up around just ahead of where Dragon is at the moment. So that's pure axle up the inside of Dragon. Dragon lets him go. Tombo, unfortunately, a spectator, not able to capitalise.
Yeah, pure axle, much better soft tyres. He pitted a couple of laps later than Dragon. But yeah, down there at the front, Goat still leading the field around, 1.4 seconds to the good of DJ. And KZ still sitting there behind DJ, only 3/10.
Stefko, it's wide, he's tight. KZ did everything he could not to make contact, because that would have just completely thrown Stefko out, but both drivers have done a great job holding it together there. And of course, Corbin now at 1.5 seconds back, so that little battle is definitely bringing Corbin in with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Corbin can just see these guys up ahead, so he'll be pushing hard.
Corbin promoted from Div 2 last season as well, so punching above his weight here and doing a fantastic job.
Oh, and Captain Lowside in 8th has had an issue. He's lost 3 positions there to fix Chris, Pure Axel and Dragon. So there we go, we've got Fixer Chris down there in 5th position now.
Tombo again won't be happy.
Sorry, we've got KZ and DJ side by side going up Mountain Straight. KZ's going to have the inside line. Yeah. Showing great respect between these two, but KZ's inside line and has been able to make that move on DJ.
There is very little you can do at turn 2 here. It's very marbly out there on the wide side of the track, so Stefko's actually done quite well to stay where he has, but he's had to let KZ in front.
Yeah, just lurking in the background now, only 1.2 seconds behind his Corbin.
Long time lurker, definitely, Mr. Corbin.
And there you go, look at KZ, he's already opened the gap up to about 1 second from DJ.
Yeah, that's right, as we start seeing the sun setting here at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, if you've never been to Bathurst before, I do recommend getting out there and trying to make the trip out there. It's amazing. I went to the Bathurst 12-hour last year. Oh, sorry, earlier this year, I should say, and yeah, that was just amazing with the sun.
Yeah, we weren't able to pull together we weren't able to pull together a wheel-to-wheel crew, but that's it. You were able to get out there and. Unfortunately, I didn't get out there, but there is next year, and I will be making plans soon. So those of us in the league, watch the Discord, and we'll be starting to make plans. But I think the next event that we're looking for is the Gold Coast 600 for the V8 supercars.
Just down there in 4th, we've got Corbin all over the back of DJ now.
Stefko has fallen back off KZ, so possibly a little bit of an issue there, but we are on the final lap, so Corbin is running out of corners to put something together here.
Yeah, I think DJ might be trying to conserve a bit of fuel. It's pretty low there. Still got about 3/4 of a lap to go.
It does look even between the two cars here. Corbin on much worse soft, which is unsurprising given he's driving on a controller, but still, it's a big slide by Corbin.
Oh, he cops of war. That just releases DJ. The pressure's just come off DJ there.
Corbin's still in this. If he can get a good run over Skyline, we might see him able to get. Oh no! Oh.
It's dangerous when you put a right tyre or a right rear tyre on that grass, especially on war tyres. But yeah, wow, look at that. He's just closed the gap right up to the DJ now. Oh, gets a little tap. DJ sideways. Corbin's going to try and go around the outside. DJ leaves the little bit of room, but not much.
I think
Corbin
that might be it.
Tap the Armco there, yeah.
Corbin is revving that Lexus out. I don't know if he has the fuel to be able to do that. We got Fixer Chris 2 seconds behind. If Corbin runs out of fuel, we might see Fixer Chris into play, but I think what we're going to see here is...
So we'll just jump up into first. This Goat is coming around the last corner, but KZ's right behind him. Goat's just going to make it through to take out race 2 here.
And it all comes down to 3.5 tenths.
DJ's running on fumes. He's almost out. He's going to take third though. Corbin takes fourth. Fixer
Chris with a recovery.
Yeah, beautiful drive by Chris for fifth. Pure Axel's going to come across the line for sixth. Super Dragon for seventh. Tombo eighth.
Only
Captain Loneside ninth. Madruski 10th. Dale comes across the line for 11th. And then we have Tate and Zuzu. Still got a bit of track to cover before they finish. Fortunately, they've had a few issues. But yeah, what a race. Those last few laps, everyone just coming together, and yeah, congratulations again to Goat for taking out race 2. Taking out the double here, I believe. He took out race 1, didn't he?
Mountain Goat. Yeah, he did. Double again for CP Motorsports, which is a good thing. We've got Tate, who's come over the line in 12th, and unfortunately I threw my 2 races away tonight, so Goat, the saving grace for CP tonight, I think.
Just had a tough time. He's still got about half a track left, and he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. Very unlucky here for Zoo.
Yeah, amazing race by the guys from Division 1 here. Again, if you enjoyed that race, make sure to hit that like button and throw us a subscribe as well. Keep you up to date with all the action here at Will2Will Racing. And if you want to join the league, head over to our Facebook page. You'll see the big join Discord. Hit that button, and yeah, you'll come across to our Discord, and yeah, we'll show you how to get started.
Yeah, definitely. Always on the lookout for new races, and we can have privateers coming in mid-season as well. And we also have an Assetto Corsa Competizione League as well, which runs on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. That's a new one. So be sure to tune in for some Assetto Corsa action as well. But here tonight on Gran Turismo 7, congratulations to Goat13 for his win. Fixer Chris with a big recovery down there in 5th, but our podium is rounded out by Goat and KZ and Stefco. So well done, boys.
Yeah, well done to those race 2 top 3. Thanks to the guys at Div1 for putting on a great couple of races for us. I'd also like to thank our sponsors once again: Jade Finance Australia, BQS Group, AMS Excavation, and 180 Embroidery.
Absolutely.
I'd like to thank you, Scotty, for joining me in the commentary box tonight.
Not at all. Thanks for having me. And again, thank you to Herbs on the visuals as well.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Herbs. All right, join us next week for round 5 as we head to... Where are we heading next week? Sorry. Just
next week we are at Tokyo Expressway South.
There we go. And we're in the Nissan Silvias, the Group 4 Nissan Silvias.
We are indeed. Very appropriate, yeah. I think.
Yeah, be sure to tune in next week on YouTube channel for round 5. But yeah, I think that's all from us tonight. Again, thank you to everyone watching, and